that boy Camacho. All I really do is rap, I don't sing no high notes. Every Sunday, gotta check the aftermath. Make sure you hit the like button with a jab. You would think it's Cotto versus Paulie, Brody whipped his ass. Lil' bro punching shit like it's everlast. Taking L's to the chin, your shit made of glass. Shade Stadium Jet, seen an Ollie Norton fight. He witnessed Ollie take a loss. He seen Loma versus Haney, Devin should've lost too. Man, it is what it is, it ain't nothing we can do. They can copy shit, no this ain't no 3D printer. Once I'm done with this track, I'll probably eat some dinner. Electro been on YouTube since the beginning. On the YTBC, man, this shit never ended. Bitch, my bars hot like this shit Albuquerque. Bitch say so fly as hell, but no, I ain't no birdie. Electro from NYC, don't know about New Jersey. Shout out to the tavern, bitch, we on it bright and early. Shout out to this white cake. Once again, Lomachenko beat the fuck out of Devin Haney. They probably want a part 2 shit, I'm like maybe. Back to this rat shit, I've been chillin' lately. Brody whip his ass, call him Felix Trinidad. Yeah, you hear this track, bitch, I'm really in my bag. Nah, Brody whip his ass like he Carlos Ortiz. Cooking up this intro, man, I'm doing it with ease. Subscribe to the channel, Jed, almost at 1,000. KO the sub button like it's Mike Tyson. Gotta grow the channel, have it bigger than a bison. All off the top, you know me, I ain't writing.
T-Bells on the beat.
One more time, Devin versus Loma was a masterclass. Every Sunday, man, y'all better check that aftermath. If you don't like Pedraza, we gon' whoop your ass. Shout out to Electro Jet, shout out Puerto Rico, you would think that boy Camacho. All I really do is rap, I don't sing no high notes. Every Sunday, gotta check the aftermath. Make sure you hit the like button with a jab. You would think it's Cotto.
Can you guys hear me now? What the hell? I did all that talking and my shit was on mute. Can you guys hear me? Oh, god damn. Did you catch any of the stuff that I said or did it just go mute all of a sudden? Greetings, Bruce Gas in the house. How you doing? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go back. Okay, I'm gonna just start off at the beginning. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but here's how I started. I started off first saluting everybody that came in. I highlighted it all. Let's start and go back to what's up to Jess Blaze, Mad Dog H, Brian Harkin, my fellow horseman El Quattro, Keith Thurman in the house, Two Matador, Canes, Tony Boswell. What's up, guys? What I started talking about was the the whole. We're going to talk about what happened this weekend, and we had some good boxing this weekend. Really did. Katie had bought me. She's my sugar mama now. She bought me the fight on Amazon. Amazon did a good job for their first time doing pay-per-view boxing. Uh let's see. Let's talk about what's going on with Rolly Romero and Isaac Cruz. We saw justice finally happen. We saw boxing vindicated, and it was done in a way that Marvin Hagler. You got to quote Marvin Hagler. Never leaving it to the judges. I'm leaving it up to my fists, and that's what Isaac Cruz did. He was not going to leave that shit to the judges because I don't know what the judges have been smoking before or during the fight, but I don't. It's ridiculous. It's disconcerting. It's depressing, and it gets you to the point. Why watch boxing? Why watch boxing when either the most popular person or the one that didn't deserve the victory gets the victory? We all know Rolly Romero shouldn't have had a fucking belt. Everybody knows Rolly Romero should not have had a belt. That was Barroso's win, and it was stolen from him by a ref. And the ref got the ref got no repercussions for that bullshit call. So let's call it for what it is. Bullshit. Then people start thinking, is this shit fixed or not? Because that makes it more than obvious that shit is fixed. So what's the point in watching boxing if you're gonna watch a fixed fucking fight? So let's call the Isaac Cruz Rolly Romero fight justice for all. He took the decision away from the judges, and it seems to me that's the way it's going to have to be done. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been some close fights. Me and Katie went to I've mentioned this a few times. Katie and I went to the Lomachenko fight, the Haney Lomachenko fight, and we thought Loma won. Most of that auditorium thought Loma won. But I had it 8-4. And when I watched the fight the next day and I watched the highlights, then I could see how it looks like. I could see how it would be 7-5, but definitely saw Loma winning. But they gave it to Haney. But I got to give Haney the credit. It was the best fight Haney has had yet. Even he didn't look as good against Prograis as he did against Loma. He brought out all his toolbox when he fought Loma. So I give him that. But I still think it was a bad judgment call. All right. That was a close fight. I can see that. But what happened with Rolly and Barroso, that was robbery. What happened with Fundura and Tzsyu? How is one judge going to have Tzsyu winning that fight? At best, Tzsyu might have got 4 rounds. might have got 4 rounds. On my book, and I was being very generous, he had 4 rounds. But there's no way he could have gotten a win out of there. And yet one of the judges had Tim Tzsyu winning. What the fuck is going on here? Why does this bullshit continue? And we put up with it. And then it gets to the point, why watch boxing anymore? I know I'm on a rant right now. I know that I'm on a rant right now, and it seems like I'm all discombobulated and don't know what I'm talking about. But the fact still remains. I've heard a lot of people complain about a lot of these judges and a lot of the judging that's been going on. Anyway, there is now. I'm going to talk about the elephant. I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. Keith Thurman is Hold on a second. Let me read some of these comments. El Quattro said, where Keith Thurman says, the same judges that gave the win to Rolly against that old man. Yep. Let's see. Tell you about Rolly knew he was fucked when the ref took the point. Yeah, exactly. The ref took the point. And it is for clinching. You know what? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've never seen a ref take a point away for clinching. That's the first time I've seen it live. Now I know it's happened, but that's the first time I've seen it live where the ref takes it, at least that I can remember. And you know how good my memory is. In recent times that a ref took away points. I've seen him take away points for headbutts, low blows, elbows, not from the Fundura fight, but other fights. I've seen that. So, but yeah, for clinching, that's the first time I've seen it in a long time at the very least. Yeah, he knew he was fucked. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Mr. Boswell. Keith Thurman said, not gonna lie. Cruz has a perfect round-shaped head. He eat them punches. Pitbull got a circle head. Rolly overall head, oval head. Let's see, Tony. But that's how boxers should be. Don't leave it to the judges. Exactly. I know what you mean, Tony Boswell. Tim Tzsyu ain't won nothing. Yeah, I feel you though, but I do think, I know he got the belt through email, but I still give Tim Tzsyu more credit than he's been getting. I don't think he was exposed in this fight, and we'll get to that. Just let me get to the rest of these comments. Jab, jab, jab. Fundura got the sweet science. Keith Thurman says Fundura really talented. Dummy walked right into that elbow, shakes my head. Tony Boswell, Fundura beat Tim with a one. Did the cut help? Yes, but if that was Fundura with that cut, Tim would have done the same. Exactly. Yeah, it was. I'm going to get to that. Let me just finish going through these comments. Rolly was running terrified from the little Chihuahua. Thurman says, and people saying if he wasn't cut, he would have won. Excuses. I'm going to get into that right now. Keep Thurman, dumb excuses. All right. So here's my take on the Fundura Tim Tzsyu. First of all, it was an accident. It was an accident, and I'm not going to pull up the video. Other channels have done that. I'm just going to explain it, and then you can watch it and look it up for yourself. All right. If you watch the video closely, when Fundura puts his arm up, if you look where Fundura's eyes are glazing at, you'll see he's watching Tim Tzs유's right arm, and it's coming in for a hook. So Fundura was trying to block the hook that was going to definitely come to his body. And we all know Tim Tzsyu can fuck up your body. So that elbow went up, the arm went up to block a punch. I don't give a fuck what anyone says if they try to give you that bullshit that he elbowed fucking Tim Tzsyu intentionally. It was accidental, and then Tim Tzsyu was coming in head low, coming with that right hook to the body. And Fundura is just trying to block it. And Tim Tzsyu bumped his head into Fundura's elbow. Now that that's put aside, all right. Should the fight have been stopped? Well, that cut, in my opinion, was about the same as the cut that Beterbiev had when he fought Marcus Brown. I think it was Marcus Brown he fought. And that was a vicious headbutt in the fucking, I think it was seventh round. I think it was the sixth or seventh round. And the ref was talking about you got one or two, kept telling him you got one or two more rounds. And then Beterbiev brought up he wasn't going to leave it to the judges. He fucking got that fight finished. He got that fight finished. They didn't stop the fucking fight. Bleeding just as much as Tzsyu. Why didn't they stop that fight? You got a lot of fans now crying. You got a lot of butthurt fans right now crying that they should have stopped the fight. Well, from what I understand, if Tzsyu's corner would have protested and asked for the fight to be stopped because he can't see, I'm under the impression that would have still been a loss to Tzsyu, no matter what. Only the ref and the doctor can stop the match at round 2, or stop it before round 4. I might be wrong, and if I am, you guys will correct me. Please do in the comments. All right, but I am under the impression that Tzsyu's corner would not have been able to stop the fight. They could have asked, yes. Did they? I don't know. But if Tzsyu's corner would have asked, I think he would have lost the fight. And it wouldn't have gone the distance. And you would have still got the same fucking results. Fundura would have won. But I see these people crying because they should have stopped the fight. Bullshit. I've seen other boxers and better boxers fight through worse. I'm not going to name names. Name the names. Name the names. No, I'm not going to name names. But I have been on a few panels where people have been bitching about the fight should have been stopped. It should have been stopped. That was an illegal blow. It may not have been intentional, but it was an illegal blow. Yes, it was an illegal blow, unintentional, and you move on. Now, my honest opinion of the fight is this. And I'm going to, Brian, I will let you on in a second, but I just want to get my opinion of the fight. My opinion of the fight is this, all right? If that headbutt, not the headbutt, if that elbow didn't happen, I do believe Tzsyu would have won. Yes, Tzsyu's vision was definitely 100% affected by that, by the blood trickling in his eyes. Yes, no doubt. But and not even but moving forward, yes, the blood affected him. Fundura kept him at bay with that, and let me point this out. All right, Fundura's jab was decent. It was decent, but I'm seeing people talk this shit that, oh man, that was an excellent jab. Let me call bullshit. That jab that Fundura had was garbage. All he was doing was tapping the fucking cut to make sure he kept fucking Tzsyu at bay. I got people saying here that Fundura was fucking, Fundura was a master. It was a man. No. Fundura did the smart thing. If you watch that fight all over again, his corner told him, keep him at bay, keep him at distance, just keep jabbing. And that was the smart thing to do. But when Fundura started that fight off, he tried to go in the phone booth with Tzsyu and ended up paying the piper. And every time, and let me tell you, he had tried to go in the phone booth with Tzsyu with that bloody face the way it was. He tried to go in the phone booth with Tzsyu a few times, and every time he got in the phone booth with Tzsyu, he ended up paying the piper. So Fundura was going to. I have no doubt. If that cut didn't happen, Fundura would have tried to go in the phone booth and end up paying the price against Tzsyu. Tzsyu, I think, would have won the fight. Am I making excuses? No. The fight is the fight. It happened the way it happened. Fundura did the right thing by keeping Tzsyu at bay. It was a shitty fucking jab. I don't care what anyone says. We'll argue about it. I'll put the link up there in a minute. It was a shitty fucking jab. It was just a jab to keep him at bay. Fundura, for the first time in his fucking career, decides to use his distance, his long range advantage, and it worked out. Now maybe he learned something. Maybe that tall, lanky motherfucker will start using that more often in fights, because every time that motherfucker fought, he was in a phone booth, and mind you, he's good in the phone booth. For that, as big as he is, as tall as he is, as skinny as he is, he's good in the phone booth. But I just personally think that Tzsyu was better. I'm going to drop the link now if you guys want to come up and chit chat about it. Yeah, here we go. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion. See what y'all got to say. But yeah, sorry. I don't think Fundura gave Tzsyu any type of master class. He did the fucking smart right thing. That's what he did, the right thing. And if you're going to call that a master class, you better rethink it. He did what his corner told him to do, and he did it correctly. Let's go down through the comments. If you guys want to come up here, I dropped the link already. Let's see how Quattro said, get out with you. What? Get out with your if and what have you. What the fuck? Keith Thurman, he could do nothing about the jab. Yeah, no, he couldn't do nothing about the jab. The jab was in his face. Dude, all he had to do was hold his arm out. Fucking Tzsyu wouldn't have reached him. Yeah, he was. Remy, yes, Tzsyu was hitting at will in the first 2 rounds. And every time Fundura came in to try to fight in the phone booth, and he did quite a few times, he ended up paying the piper. So he did what he was supposed to do. He fought a smart fight. But don't make more of it than what it is. And I know when you put but in it, everything before but just fucking doesn't count. That's not it. I'm just calling it like I see it. People are trying to make more of it than what it is. Keith Thurman, yeah, if Fundura did that in the beginning of, for the past, if he would have started using his reach for at his advantage for the past 3 years, he would be undefeated. He wouldn't have lost against Mendoza. He was beating Mendoza. He was beating the shit out of Mendoza. And Mendoza got his ass kicked this weekend too. Mendoza did not. Listen, the bet was with Fundura who would catch him and when they would catch him. No one doubted Fundura's ability to box, on the inside. He's very talented. It's just, why hasn't he been using his length to his advantage? And now maybe he got a clue now. Now he got a clue. Maybe he'll change and start using that distance advantage. Maybe. What's up, Champ Ross in the house? Champ, did I do any good on the league, man? Did I move up any, man? I know I got 2 right. I hit two spot on. I'm just not sure if I can put the rounds on your league. I know I did on Black and Browns. I know I got 2 spot on. See, El Quattro says, sweet science by Fundura. Most assuredly so. But nothing overwhelmingly special, not in my honest opinion. What's up, Drunk Irishman? Remy says, Tony Boswell, salute, brother. Okay, all right, got that in there. Niggas out there here praising another nigga on what? What all right, Champ Ross. Irishman, Champ Ross says, Irishman, send me email again. Okay, gotcha. Oh, there's my brother. There's my brother in arms. What's up, Brian Harkin?
Yo, what up, BJ? How you doing, bro?
What up? What up? So let me ask you a question. Do you agree or disagree with my assessment of the Fundura Tzsyu fight?
Here, if we stop the fight, every someone got cut, 99% of fights would be stopped, right?
Yeah, maybe we should stop the fight at a fucking hangnail. What do you think?
Yeah,
Should we
like
stop we'll stop the fight if a boxer has a fucking hangnail. You're getting
yeah,
in there, you're punching each other in the fucking face. Somebody's gonna get cut eventually.
exactly, right? This idea, right? This idea that it was a handball, it was intentional, or it was a elbow, it was intentional. Yes, yes, Connor, that's my nephew. I know. Sorry about that.
No boy, no worries.
I'm playing football, with my nephew.
No, that's fine. But let me ask you, did you see Tony Boswell in the house? What's up, Tony? My brother. How
Yo,
you doing, man?
yo, TB. Hope you're doing well, bro.
Doing good, man. Ended up getting rained out today, so I done had about
Really,
4 pots of coffee this morning, and my nerves is all
Yeah,
tore up. But anyways, a salute to you, Brian, and salute to Electrojet. I agree with you. If we stopped every fight that had a cut, there wouldn't be no fights. You know,
yeah.
exactly.
do I think the fight would have been different if
Who
the
knows?
cut wouldn't have happened? I think it would have.
I think so too. But
But
that
he was
doesn't
smart.
see, and don't get me wrong, I'm not taking away from Fundura's victory.
Me either.
Well deserved, well earned victory. Most definitely.
Yeah.
But
Right.
let's call a spade a spade. If it wasn't for the cut, he wouldn't have won.
Yeah, I
If
think
it was
Tim
Yeah,
a
but
cut,
had his points.
does that take away? No. He finally did the right thing and used his distance to his advantage, which is what he
yep.
should have done against Mendoza. If he would have done that, he wouldn't have lost to Mendoza because he was beating the shit out of Mendoza.
I know, Connor. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And I agree with you. It wasn't like the jab was just. I mean, he was stinging him with it. He kept it on the side of that the cut was. He played it smart. But and I agree with you. We've been saying this since he started. If he would use his reach like Hearns did and stay on the outside and just sting that jab and then throw that 1-2. But he peppered that eye because he knew that Tim was coming. That left had connected once and kind of stung him, that overhand left. So he just kept feeding it to the left side of his face where the cut was. And as soon as the guy stepped out and threw 2 punches, his whole face would be full of blood. But listen, Tim would have did the same fucking thing to Fundura.
Exactly.
You know?
And Tim was. Tim broke Fundura's nose.
Yeah.
He broke Fundura's nose. And what was Tim doing every time he got on the inside? He was going for that fucking nose. Usually Tim goes for the body, and there's a lot of body on Fundura.
Fundura. Here, can I say something?
He kept going for fucking Fundura's nose.
Yeah. Here, can I say something because I gotta go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. The fact is, right, Fundura did what he was supposed to do, right? You get any advantage in this game, you take it, right? He aimed for the top of the forehead, he aimed for the eye. It was an accident. People crying and bitching about it, F you, because at the end of the day, right, this is what's wrong with boxing. This is not a soft man sport. And people go, oh, you're looking at it through the eyes of a fighter. Of course I'm looking at it through the eyes of a fighter.
Man. You got a lot of soft fans. Thank God they're not fucking boxers. Because it's a pussy boxing league, man.
Yeah, well, these guys represent what is wrong with today's boxing. Softness, right? These guys fight once a year, and then they complain about that, right? But once a fighter gets hurt, oh, the fight should be stopped. F you. That's not this game. Never has been, never will. People have died in that ring.
And don't get me wrong, and don't get Brian wrong. We don't want to see anyone die in the ring, but this is the career they chose.
Yeah. And if they think it's an easy career, EJ, right? It's not.
But I respect him more, Brian, for just like Mendoza, when he fought, he took an ass whooping, but he stayed in there. He wanted to go out on his shield. He fought back. Even though he didn't win 2 rounds, that made me like the fight more. He never fucking gave up. Yes, he
Exactly.
broke spurts, but he was fighting, and that's what you call a fucking fight. That other person has a chance. You never know.
What was his
Yeah,
name?
Eric.
Boachuk? Is that what his name? Boachuk, right?
Yeah, I can't even say it. I'm too redneck. I can't say that shit. My R's and my T's and all that. I had to go
Yeah,
speech class.
I gotta admit, I'd never heard of him until he fought Mendoza. Never heard of him. But
There's my
goddamn,
nephew, guys.
the guy
Hey,
did.
give me a hug. Yeah. What?
What was that? What was that, Brian?
I said there was my nephew. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show him on screen. There you go. Oh, what's up? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. He can't hear you. I got the earphones on. We'll find something to do, Connor. All right.
Brian, won't you just put some pads on, headgear, and some hand pads? Let him work out on you. You hear me? That'll take the energy out of him. That's what I do.
I might do that.
Listen,
We're playing football
my
tomorrow.
triplets tell me, Brian, listen, I'll put the headgear on, and my oldest son, I take him to go to boxing. Well, I'll put the headgear on, a little mitts on, and my triplets will tell me, well, why don't you get down on your knees? Give me a chance. You know what I mean? So I have to get on my knees, and I have to let them dig into me. Like they're really hurting me, and they're trying to kill me. My oldest one, he's 22. He said, "Daddy, I'm not going to hit you in the stomach area." He said, "I'll hit you." I said, "Give me the body armor." I put the body armor on, that big thick deal, And he tapped me a couple of times, and I thought, well, that's good. Well, listen, Brian, he got me around the belt. I had to stop.
Hey, guys, give me a second. I want to say what's up to Brandon. Brandon, I'm going to let you up here, but listen, let us get our boxing talk out before you start talking about Looney Tunes. Let us get our boxing talk out first, and then you can get it. But let the three of us finish our statements.
How long would that take?
No, it'll just take a couple minutes because everyone each
Here,
person.
do I go for a walk?
I'm mainly using
go for a walk.
Brian
All right,
Hawkins.
but listen, you hear me, Brian? Brian, listen. I had this body armor on, and he hits me. But when he hits me, I almost double over. You hear me? So I start stripping, taking headgear off. He's thinking
Connor,
I'm going to fight because he hit me.
Come here first.
Yeah, but I didn't think. I thought it protects you good. I thought, well, you can absorb it. No, let me tell you something. Let one dig into the body real good, hard off the back foot, and you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never crawled back in. Listen, I've never crawled back in there and did it again. Now I'll do it with the little ones, but I won't get in there with my two oldest boys. It's just too much.
No, I get that.
I did 3 rounds of boxing in my life. In my entire life, I've only done 3 rounds of boxing. And let me tell you, I never got hurt to the body because I got all this fucking flabber on me. But I did feel them punches to the temple and to the chin, for sure. What?
Well, look, I'm 5'9". I weigh 170 pounds. My oldest boy is 6'5", 210, and he's up. You know what I mean? And I didn't think it being that much of a difference, but I was letting him work. You know what I mean? And he was hitting me in the chest, and when he started digging to the body, I just had to turn away from him and just start taking everything off because I couldn't hardly breathe. You know what I mean? I didn't think that.
Give me a chance now. Let me go ahead and introduce Brandon. Brandon.
What's up, Brandon?
Brandon he has the best.
The user I'm here for today is Brian Hawkins.
Brandon has the best Looney Tunes cast on YouTube. Brandon, kudos to you. There you go,
My sub
Brandon.
count is now 2761.
You broke up, Brandon. What did you say?
I have 2761 now.
Oh, congratulations there, Brandon. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. If you want to go check out Brandon's channel, just highlight his name in the chat. Let me highlight his name. Just check out Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000. We'll talk all kinds of Looney Tunes.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go.
All right, Brian.
All right.
I'll see you later, Brian.
I'll get into more detail. I'm just a bit busy at the moment.
Yeah, no problem. If you go live, I'll show up because I'd like to talk to you about the fight. I'll talk with
I might go live. I might go live tonight this evening.
All right, cool. I'll see you there.
All right, after All right, have a good one, guys.
Tony, I got to ask you, Tony, did you see anything extraordinary about about Fundura's jab? Did it look spectacular?
No. To me, he was flickering it. But it was constant,
Exactly.
and that was the deal. See, as soon as if you noticed in that fight, about every 5 or 6 jabs that Fundura threw, you would see Tim wipe.
Yeah,
He was constantly wiping. So
exactly.
what he was doing, to me, I think it was a good game plan. I don't think his outside game is near as good as his mid-range or inside game. I think if the guy would have used his jab to pop, and then give a right and then throw an overhand, Tim's too small to throw any kind of body work to. But my God, did you see the difference? Just his foot stance. Tim could not cross his guard for nothing, and it might have been the blood. But what I couldn't understand is that lead foot being out. Why couldn't Tim step around and try to work the body? Well, he was too busy being blinded with the jab. That was a good strategy, in my opinion, by Fundura.
It was. It was an excellent strategy. Let me ask you this. What happened every time Fundura came to the inside? What's your impression of every time Fundura came to the inside?
Tim was working him. Tim was catching him.
All right. So you saw the same thing I saw.
Yeah, because listen, to me, and let me explain, and I hate to say it in this way. Yes, to me, Tim might have won 4 to 5 rounds of that fight. I had him winning 4 or 5 would be gracious. But to me, it was no different than the Mendoza fight. Mendoza had spurts. And when Mendoza could get close and work the inside, he landed good shots. The difference is that Tim was blinded by that cut. To me, the cut had a very, very large indifference in that fight, because every time Fundura never led up to the left side of his face, and I would have did the same thing. Tim would have did the same thing to him.
Exactly.
He was throwing it so much. What I couldn't understand is when he would throw it twice, why didn't he throw the right? But you were right. It wasn't like he was in there just throwing it to harm. He was just keeping him at bay.
Exactly, because first of all, what I saw, okay, was someone trying to do something he's not used to. Fundura fighting and keeping somebody at bay is something he's not used to. And you could see the hesitance in his jab. You're right. He was flickering it out there. It wasn't a solid, like, in your face snapback jab. That's not what I saw. And if you have any type of boxing knowledge, if you have any type of experience watching these fights, you'll notice that wasn't a Thomas the Hitman Hearns type of snap jab out there. It was just something to keep Tim Tzsyu at bay. No,
he peppered him with it. He just peppered him with it. And you're right. Listen, Hearns would use that length, and he would whop, and he'd bring that right, and then he'd bring the right, and then whop. Hearns was stinging you. To me, all he done was he was peppering him to keep him blinded, so he could keep him at bay. That's all he done. He kept sticking, which it was a good plan. I mean, to me, Fundura had the perfect plan. Was it the best plan? Well, he won the fucking fight, in my opinion. He won it by 7-5, 8-4 easy. A lot of people said it was 9-3.
What do you think about one of the judges giving Tim Tzsyu?
Do I have the best streams, Jed?
You absolutely have the best Looney Tunes stream on YouTube. No one has a better stream than you, Brandon. And when it comes to Looney Tunes, nobody has the better stream. You got the best. But let me continue asking Tony this question. Tony, do you think, honestly, your honest opinion, do you think if that cut didn't happen, the fight would have been different? Do you think?
Yeah, because I'm gonna put it to you like this. And Remy's right. Fundura did what all fighters would do after the cut. You can't blame him. He know, because it was a smart game plan. And I know his corner probably told him to just keep peppering the left side of his face. We'll blind him, and we'll end up catching him with that catch him with your left. You know what I mean? But I just think that I think if the cut wouldn't have been there, Tim wouldn't have got hurt on the top of his head and not blinded. He would have found a way to come across his guard and get on the inside and win the fight. Yep. And Fundura was hurt. I agree with you. He was pouring massive blood too. So every time that Tim touched him in his face or at the end of that nose, it numbs. If you ever been punched in the face, you know what it is. So that's why he kept peppering him, because he didn't want to get punched. And he got caught a few times in Listen, he got knocked out by Mendoza, but you can't say that he didn't have a chin in this fight, because Tim called him a bunch. It just wasn't enough. He couldn't get the right angle. I do believe he couldn't get the right angle or set on the back foot the way he wanted to, where he was throwing, because he didn't have the sight. None of us can imagine having a 12-round fucking fight and having blood in your face and somebody constantly swatting you with a what were they fighting with? 12 ounces? What, 8 ounces?
I think it's 12-ounce gloves. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I think.
Okay, imagine it being weighed down with blood too. Their gloves were heavy. So I mean, it was just Fundura. I give him all the credit. He won a good fight.
And people, please understand, I am not taking away from Fundura's victory, but I am not going to put it up there on a pedestal like he did some miraculous thing.
Exactly. Here's the way to fix it. Everybody that I've heard talk, Earl this, Earl that. No, most of the real boxing heads that I talk with or to the channels I go, they say run it back. They need to run that fucking fight back in 90 to 120 days, 3 to 4 months. Run that fight back, and then if Earl wants the winner, he'll get it. Get it this winter. But no, I think it should be an automatic rematch due to the fact the first 2 rounds, Tzsyu had a 2-inch fucking cut on the top of his head. That's a bad cut, y'all. 2 inches.
It is a bad cut. And if they bring it back, hopefully they do. If they bring it back, yeah, I think we'll see another good fight. But kudos to Fundura. He did a good job. He did what he was supposed to do. He took advantage of what he could have taken advantage of what any boxer would have taken advantage of. I'm not going to play the what if games. I see El Cuatro P with there we go with the what ifs and the would haves. I'm just saying. Fundura did what he was supposed to. I'm not putting him on a pedestal. He did great. He's a good boxer, no doubt. He deserved that. He deserved that belt. He deserved the belts he got. He deserved the win. He played a smart game. All right, that's all I'm saying. But I'm not gonna put him on.
Here's what bothered me, Jed, and I'm not trying to. Here's what bothered me on the point count and the percentage. We all know that Fundura had thrown more punches and landed more than that Tim did, and that's and I'm glad that he won it because by the time you look at it, even though one card had it 7-5, the other one had it 8-4. We were all talking, but when all them fucking stats come up, percentages and stuff, I knew they were going to rob the boy. They were going to rob him, and when they called Fundura's name, just listen. Pitbull, he knew that he couldn't, and I really don't think Tim thought he could win the fight like he wanted, even with the cut. The guy was honest. It wasn't his night. He had got cut. Everybody said that's an excuse. You are going to get cut in boxing, but and sometimes it's on the side of the head. I don't think I've seen one like that in a very, very long time. Tyson took a good cut when he was fighting Otto Wallin. But the cut that boy had, or that young man had, it was centered over damn near centered to the top of the left of his head. It couldn't go but one way. Do I think they should have stopped the fight? Maybe because of where the cut was at, and I didn't think it was that big till after the fight, and then I seen it. You know what I'm saying?
I was listening because I was listening very closely to what the doctor and the ref was saying. Right, the doctor when the ref halted and said, "Hold on," and he brought the doctor in. The doctor said right away, "That's going to keep bleeding." The doctor said it himself. That's going to bleed. All right. But that's the same shit that the doctor said for the Brown Beterbiev fight. When Beterbiev got his forehead cut open, that's going to continue to bleed. That's what they translated it to. That's going to bleed. And they kept the fight going. But that ref in the Beterbiev fight says, maybe
one or two did a good job. I mean, I never seen the cut man put an ice, nothing. All I seen him do was take a towel and put Vaseline on it.
That's all I saw. Yeah, I don't think they were expecting a cut that day.
Because all he did was take a fucking towel and lay it on his head and put Vaseline. Listen, you put some pressure on there in that cold metal, to me, it's going to help. At least it's going to stop it to where you can plug it up to give him maybe a minute, 10 seconds. But as soon as he left there, all they done was lay a towel on there, put Vaseline on it, send him back out. Well, fuck, before he could even take the bell to go back to fight, it was running in his face.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no lie.
Before he could ever get out there and throw a punch, he was already wiping. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things to take into consideration. It's fucking boxing. Your gloves are soaked. You know what I mean? Your cut man's not working right. I just think they need to run it back. You know what I mean? Because just for the fact of how much blood was coming, both of them was bleeding. And here's Tim. He's shorter, so he's taking his blood. And when he tries to get on the inside, Fundura's blood's pouring over the top of it. You know what I'm saying? I think they need to run it
I
back.
hear exactly what you're saying. And look, I'm just gonna tell. I want to end that conversation with the fact that it was a good fight. It was an exciting fight. Shit happened that no one expected to happen. It was a bloody fucking mess. People got to see two boxers get bloodied up and duke it out. And Tzsyu did his best. Fundura did his best. Fundura came out on top. And give the man his kudos. Let's not do.
Well, let me ask you this, Jess. Let me ask you this. Let's say that Tim heals up, and like Remy said, I think Earl beats Fundora. But if you get a healthy Tim, do you think Tzsyu's going to beat Earl Spence at 154?
I think Tzsyu learns with each fight, and I think it's possible for. I do think it's possible for Tzsyu to beat Earl Spence. Because Tzsyu is not the typical fight that Earl Spence is used to. Yes, Tzsyu is a come forward fighter, but he has a more extensive tool belt than what Earl Spence is used to. Earl Spence was not used to somebody like Crawford at all, but that's why Crawford kicked his ass. And Tzsyu is not the typical come forward type of fighter that Earl Spence is used to. So yeah, I do think Tzsyu can beat Earl Spence. Will he? That's yet to be seen. I want to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. People complaining that Earl Spence don't deserve this and don't deserve that. Dude, stop fucking crying.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you. Like Keith Thurman, in the chat, listen. Derek James never told Spence how to adjust with Crawford, but you listen. You heard Bomack in that corner, and he was telling Crawford. See, every fighter has tails. You know what I mean? How they step, how they throw their punch. And when Bomack told him in the second round, listen, that left when he jabs twice, that left's coming and it's going to be wide. And that's when you go in between. That's when you counter him. That's all it took. That's all it took for Crawford to download Earl, and it was over with. So, and that's why I think that Spence will be. I think he beats Fundora bad. Will he be?
I was thinking about Tzsyu.
I think it's a 50-50 fight because of the ass whooping that he took from Crawford. Listen, just like Mendoza, you know what I mean. He caught Fundora, you know what I mean, and then he took an ass whooping from Tim. I just think when they have these drawn out hard fucking battles that especially at that age, Spence, I'm gonna call Tim and Earl straight 50-50. I thought he had a chance, maybe a 40 to 60 chance with Jermell, but I do think he has a 50-50 shot at beating Earl because they're gonna.
I think this way: if Fundura does get used to keeping a boxer at bay with his distance advantage, I think for sure that he can keep Spence back.
No,
I think he
disagree.
can.
Here's why. Because listen, for him to, we've always known him as an inside fighter, and that was the first time that we seen him use a jab. And he was using that jab because of that cut. To me, it's the timing. Can Spence get in quick enough to give it to him? And can Fundora exchange with Spence? I don't think he can exchange with Spence. That's my problem.
But what I'm saying, if he gets better and he practices that jab and he focuses.
Yeah, 3 or 4 fights, Jeb. But you're talking about just coming in there and changing your routine the next fight.
Yeah, no, that's hard to do.
That's an adjustment. That's evolving.
Yeah. Can he do it? Do you think he can do it?
I don't think Fundora can do it. I think Tim has a better shot at beating Spence than what Fundora does.
No, I agree with you there, but I think he does have a chance. If he can learn to use his distance to his advantage, he could, if he gets good at it, could keep Spence at bay. But can he? Right now, if he fights the way he did against Tzsyu, nope, not a chance. But if he gets better at it, he has a possibility. Not much of one, but he does have a possibility. But I personally think that Tzsyu would be a more difficult fight for Spence than a Fundura.
So who's the best at 154, Jed? Who's the best at 154 in your opinion?
There's a Hispanic dude out there that's really dangerous. Do I need to say his name?
No, you ain't got to say his name. Listen, that's who that if they don't give Tim the next shot against Fundura and he does fight Spence, why not let Virgil come up and fight Tim?
There you go. I'd love to see that fight, man. That'd be a slobber knocker if you ask me.
Yeah, and listen, I like Tim, but fucking Virgil's just built different. I still worry about him at 154. I think he should be at 160. I really do. I think if he would go to 160 and have a few fights, I'd like to see Virgil and Jenna back. That's the fight I want to see.
Why would you do that? It's
I'm getting chewed out for changing the air conditioning settings in the car. Nah, she's not chewing me out. She didn't. It's a new car for Katie, so she didn't know how to adjust the temperature in the car. Could you turn off the heater, please? Here.
no.
You better stop fucking with her, Jed.
I know, right?
I have to call spousal abuse on her. I'm not gonna let her beat you up. Tell her I'll call the laws on her.
Yeah, man. If it was RGM encourages to whoop my ass, man. He's always telling her to throw a chancla at me and shit.
No, I'm trying to stop the violence. Fuck the violence. Violence will get you in trouble. I know. You know what I mean? I just want it to be peaceful. I don't want no problems with Katie.
But I think right now, if Spence was to fight Tzsyu or Fundura, I think Tzsyu would give him more of a problem than Fundura. Unless Fundura actually gets his fundamentals down when it comes to the long game. But that's got to be something he's got to learn and get used to and be comfortable with. And I'm sorry to anyone out there that thinks that Fundura was comfortable with the long game. Nope. He was way out of his element. He was comfortable trying to come in until he every time he came inside Tzsyu clipped him on the nose, made him bleed more. So yeah, he has a lot to learn with the jab, but he did a great job. He did an excellent job. He stuck to that game plan that his corner gave him. So kudos to Fundura. Congratulations on the win. Tzsyu, sorry you lost, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Boxing.
It's boxing. It's boxing. Keith Thurman says he'll get up on a panel with his trainer for the interview.
Well, he needs to stop playing them fucking flutes and start getting back in that rings. What Thurman needs to do.
Exactly.
But really, that's who we thought. Listen, and a lot of people said, it was a bad idea to put Fundura in there like a week out, 7 days or 10 days out from the fight. When you're adjusted, you're fighting with somebody else. It's a difference, and you have sparring partners coming in.
I think it was didn't Keith Thurman back out? He got. Hold on a second. Let me do this right. Let me get my hat on. Let me put the glasses on. Hold on a second. Let me get the glasses on. I gotta look cool doing this. I gotta look cool doing this. Oh shit! Let me put the camera.
It was only 2 weeks out from the fight when it.
Hold on. You excuse the mess back there. I had a party here last night, but he got that fight. Keith Thurman back down. He had injuries. So,
but didn't he say he had to have surgery or something? He's gonna have to have surgery.
He had a surgery. Air quotes surgery.
Yeah, I think I think he knew he was going to take an ass whooping, and he got out of the fight. I don't, it's hard to say that fighters are scared of one another. You know what I mean? But they also want, I think they also look at it like, hey, some of them are, and some of them ain't. Oh, here I got one loss. I need to pick these fights correctly, this and that. And
Ass Ranchero, really? All right.
what? Ass Ranchero.
Alonzo, smash the likes there. Thank you, Alonzo. I appreciate that, brother.
Salute Alonzo, amazing. What's up? Well, and that's another deal. Here we are at 160. We got Janabek. You know what I mean? We got Jamal, who's fucking fought once in 3 fucking years. He needs to be stripped. And here's my deal. I don't think Bud can go up to 168, and a lot of people disagree with me, and beat Canelo. I've seen them both fight. Yes, he put an ass whooping on Spence, but I have seen fucking Canelo brutally. And when I tell you, the man fights a whole different way. And I'm not saying it to be mean, but the way Canelo fights, it makes you. And that was a while back at the Billy Joe Saunders fight, and I know it's been a couple of years. But the motherfucker's a bull, and he catches you, and he's gonna set a trap. He's gonna walk you into something. Can you survive it? I would rather see Virgil or Crawford fight at 154. I'd like to see Crawford at 160, and no further.
Crawford. I want to see Crawford at 154. To be completely honest, I want to see him at 154. 160, I think would be ideal for him, but 154. Let's see what he does at 154, because I'd like to see him. Actually, man, 154.
Do you think they're trying to set up a Crawford and I think it was Ring who said it? Said, listen, Spence is going to go in and take Fundura's belts. Crawford's already dropped a few. Crawford's going to come up and fight Spence at 154 for the unified titles.
Yeah, have cup. You know
Do you
what?
think that's what they're doing?
I think that's actually possible, man. Can you imagine seeing Spence and Crawford fighting for belts again within the year?
Well, that's what a lot of real boxing heads are saying is, listen, Spence gets in there, and fights before Crawford. Isn't it funny? LRB said, well, we're not going to fight Crawford and, Spence this and that. And then Spence gets in now that interview was before the fight. And isn't it funny that Spence got in the ring? And Fundura wants a payday. And I'm not going to sit and say that he don't, that he don't deserve it because he's got the fucking belts. But you liable to see him sneak Spence in there and then fucking Spence and Crawford again. And there's no need in it. There's no need in Spence to ever crawl in the fucking ring with Crawford again. One-sided ass whooping. There was nothing he could do. Yeah, he hit Crawford a few times, but Crawford just had his time. And every time he tried to engage with Crawford outboxed him. And see, that's the deal.
What shocked me is what Crawford said. Crawford did an interview after the fight. I think it was a couple of weeks after the fight. And he came in and Spence hit him with all he had. And Crawford looked at him and said, that's it? I got nothing more.
He said when he felt it, when everybody kept talking about that left and that right, and he said, I got hit with the right hand, and everybody was talking about, that's the showstopper that he beat Ugas up with it, you know what I mean? And he said when he felt it, he thought, and listen, he also said that Sean had more power and it was harder to deal with Sean than it was with Earl.
Yeah. Well, Sean Porter, in my honest opinion, Sean Porter gave both of them a problem, but he gave Earl Spence more of a problem than he gave Crawford.
Yeah. And so, and that's the deal. I mean, that styles makes fights, and I'm gonna tell you this: I don't want to see it, and I won't buy it neither. I'm not going to watch another Crawford Spence deal.
Let me. Would I watch a Spence Crawford? Would I put it this way? Let me. Yes, I would watch it, but would I pay for it? I'd have to say no. I would watch it, Tony, but I would not pay for it.
Well, here's my deal. I don't. If they fight again at 154, I'm going to say this: Crawford with 7 more pounds. He probably stopped Spence maybe 2 rounds earlier than he did the last one. I think it ends in 4 to 5 rounds. It's over with. It just like I said, styles make fights, and that's what I mean about a good cut man. When Bomac looked at him and told him, "Hey, listen, he's doing this, this, and that," because fight, and that's a lot of other coaches don't do that either. I don't see that in the corner. Now, I didn't see it with Goosen. I'll tell you one that does do it like that is Manny Robles, Garcia. He does it. Robert Garcia does it. He explains to me.
Not too long ago.
Who?
Robles?
Yeah, well, he coached the one that beat Mendoza.
No, there was a Robles. I thought you were talking about Robles that just fought a few weeks ago.
No. I'm talking about Manny Robles. Andy Ruiz, ex-coach, the guy that was coaching the Ukraine guy, that was there that fought Mendoza. And he does the same thing. He sits down. He tells, like I said, you don't hardly see that. And when you got one that's just telling you to go out there and throw this punch and that punch, they're not telling you what the other opponent's doing and what you got to do. And, to be wary of this and that, you're just telling them to go out there. You throw your deal, but you're not telling you how to counter or adjust to your opponent. And
I got to tell you, Tony, you know more about coaches and cornermen than I do. I barely remember boxers' names, let alone the coach.
Well, I remember them. I remember a lot of boxers' names. Just a lot of them motherfuckers I can't say. I can't say the name. I'll spell it for you, and a motherfucker might think I'm ignorant, but I'll spell it for you, but I might not can say it. But yeah, that's and I hope that's wrong. I really hope that they think about. But if Fundura, if there was no rematch clause, I don't know why he didn't have a rematch clause in there. Beings as the opponent backed out of the fight, and he had a new opponent. That's just fucking captivating. That was for 2 titles, a unified fucking bout.
Maybe there was a rematch clause with Keith, but when you switch out the fighters, maybe that rematch clause doesn't automatically go in. I don't know because I'm not a manager, and I'm not. I don't pocket watch. So I couldn't tell you those things. You know how I feel about that, Tony. So
it was funny that I'm not saying, and I'm not pocket watching. What I'm saying is, it was funny that Tim said he'd fight somebody else too, But what I can't understand is, you've got a belt, you're getting another belt. No matter if anybody's coming in as a replacement, why wasn't there a fucking rematch clause? I don't. And that's another deal. I don't like when these fighters. Maybe Tzsyu was just cocky and he thought he wouldn't have to worry about Fundura.
Let me tell. That Mexican LT, no, man, that fight's not going to happen. That fight is not going to happen.
No.
That is I know a lot of people want to see that fight, and to be completely honest, if Crawford went up to 168, and mind you, Crawford and Canelo are the same size and have approximately the same reach. I think Crawford might have a little advantage on the reach. I'm not sure. But they're the same size. They're both, I think, 5'8", 5'9", something like that. They're the same size. But Crawford's build, I think, is a more lighter build because I think what do you call it? Canelo is
Crawford's lean and Canelo stocky. It's their bone structure.
Yeah,
Crawford's built lean. His legs are
lean and light, whereas Canelo is stocky and thicker than Crawford. But I don't think that fight will ever happen. If it happens, so be it. So be it.
See, Remy said there was no rematch clause according to Tzsyu's team. I don't know why these fighters, they get up here, they get these belts, and they don't have it. I could see if it was one belt, okay. But when you're talking about 2, there should have, in my opinion, there should have been a rematch clause automatic, no matter what. Hey, listen here. Thurman's not fighting me. We've agreed that there's a rematch clause here. That's just fucked up. That's stupid. I don't know what's wrong with them. Give me my chance. If I fuck up, you know what? And that's at least saying, you know what? I think I might win the fight. But if I don't, how about this? I gave you a chance to run it back with me.
I like what Irish Drunk Man said, Drunk Irishman. Why do I always fucking inverse? I fucking transpose the name. Tzsyu's team had a verbal rematch agreement with Fundura's team. Nothing was signed on pen and paper on the contract, so it's not valid. Short answer, Tzsyu's team pooped up.
Yes, they forked up. They forked. And is that how they said over there? Forked? We say fucked. Y'all say fucked.
Yeah, they go. How do the Irish say fuck?
Yeah, you got ear hustle because I wouldn't have did nothing without putting it in the pen. Oh, look, and listen, me neither. I'm not a fan of some rematches because you take Crawford and Spence. There's no need for that rematch, okay? But you take this fight, and yes, Fundura won the fight. He won it with a simple 1-2 jab. He worked the cut. Everybody would have worked the cut, and Tim couldn't, I guess, get the eyesight, or he couldn't get cross the guard and get on the inside of the lead foot and work the body to get close to Fundura. But that's a rematch that I would see. I would watch that rematch. I would watch Fundura and Tzsyu fight again.
Guys, listen. I need y'all to do me a favor. Make sure you guys hit the likes when you come in. Yeah, please hit the like button. I've had a bunch of people come in, but y'all got to make sure you hit the like buttons because right now I got one like. Come on, guys. Y'all should have been.
I pushed the fucking like button, Jed. You know that's the
You're
first
the
thing
only
I
one
do.
that hit it, man.
What the fuck's y'all's problem?
Let me refresh.
First thing you should do when you come in a person's channel is you hit the thumbs up. That's just me.
Oh,
you hit the thumbs up.
Refresh the page. Oh, I got 13 likes. Woo!
Okay, see now you got everybody fucking mad at me, Jed. See? Where's Katie at? I'm gonna have Katie mad at you. I'm gonna tell her some shit off the wall. Well, we was watching titties, drinking beer. Anyways, I wouldn't do that to you, Jed. But
dude, did you see last night? I had a bunch of people, not a bunch of people. I had like 5 people over. I had some family. I had my brother and my nephew come over, and then my best friend Daniel came over, and then my neighbor and another best friend, the female that was here last night, Kim, and her what do you call Ralph? Is that like her roommate or is that like somebody? The guy she's helping out. Anyway, they all came over, and then her kids came over, and we had a blast yesterday. I forgot that yesterday was Easter Sunday, man. I didn't realize it was Easter Sunday until Thursday of last week. I said, "Shit, we're gonna have to make something." And I decided. Did you see the Sunday sauce I made, Tony? That was good. You gotta check out the video that I put up, the shorts that I put up.
Yeah,
man, I had to freeze some of that sauce and put it in the freezer. I'm gonna make some lasagna with that shit.
Yeah, see, we did quail, beef ribs,
good.
And I had to end up barbecuing some chicken, grill some chicken for the girls. But your potato salad, your deviled eggs. My wife, she also cooks.
You don't put raisins in your potato salad, do you?
No, fuck no. Who said put raisins in potato salad? Hey, listen. First time I ever eat my mother-in-law's potato salad. Listen, I'm used to old country boy, just potato salad, some onion, maybe every now and then you get a little slice of pickle with your mustard and all that. You know what I'm saying? When you're mixing it up. I goes in, listen, Jed, and I'm starving. Back then, that's all I done was smoke 24/7 because I've always smoked and eat edibles. But anyways, I go in and there's apples, raisins. This potato salad. Listen, it's damn near made like fruit salad. Now this is my mother-in-law's place, and listen, like I said, I weigh about close to 170 pounds. Anyways, I eat, Jed. If I eat 3 or 4 pieces of chicken, a couple of biscuits. I'm a country boy. I took 1 scoop of this shit and put it in my mouth and just let it drop. And my father-in-law and my mother-in-law sitting across from me. And I look at my wife because there's a whole bunch of people there. Her mama's the baby of like 10, you know what I mean? And I spit this out. I said, "Who made this shit?" You know what I mean? My father-in-law turned white. You hear me? He just turned white. And my mother-in-law said, well, what's wrong with it? I said, who in the fuck puts fruit with vegetables? You know what I mean? And my wife, she's trying to grab me and pinch me. You hear me? Finally, my mother-in-law got up. She was about half disgusted with what I said, but you got to realize we had baked beans. Everybody and their mama was there. And I was telling my wife, who made this? And she'd say so-and-so. I said, well, point to who made the fucking food. You know what I mean? And I would look who made the food. Because some of them I wouldn't pick the fucking food up from. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm not eating her. I'm definitely not eating that bitch's Jello. You know what I mean?
I got to be honest with you. I don't know how people didn't get drunk off that sauce that I made. Like, I put half a bottle of red wine. Mind you, This red wine was so strong, one cup will get you fucking drunk. Well, it got Ralph drunk last night. I gave him one cup, and that motherfucker was zooted off of one cup. I do not understand how these. Well, I know that when you cook the wine, that the alcohol dissipates from the wine. But goddamn, I put half a bottle of red wine in that.
See, my brother-in-law, he made some fruit punch. We took some moonshine made from strawberries, and we took one of those, those old big ass ghetto cans of fruit salad, and we poked a hole in it, and the syrup off the fruit salad. We poured it into the moonshine. We mixed 7 packs of punch Kool-Aid in it, ice, water, and then we cut fresh oranges, peaches, and strawberries up in it. And about the fourth glass, Jed, it was over with. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I just got up off the couch, walked to the bed, shut the door, stripped in the floor, and passed out about 7 o'clock. I was out.
Yeah, El Quattro says, y'all have any stories of family's food? You have to pretend you like to eat.
Oh yeah, don't fuck up. Listen, don't fuck up. That's what I tell my wife when we go to these functions, these weddings. Because listen, the way we do it, we don't. I mean, we had big shindigs. But say they go to the church and out. No, listen, they'll go out to somebody's place that's got 75 or 50 acres. They got these big giant fucking hay barns. You know what I mean? They'll get a band. You know what I mean? They'll take big troughs that you water horses and cattle in, and they'll fill that shit up with 15 or 20 cases of beer. And then you got your fruit punch made with moonshine. Some of them like to drink clear out of small jars. And then it's on. And then everybody has to take their keys. And either if you don't have a driver, then you have to take your keys and give them up. And listen, I've woke up at fucking places, don't remember nothing. You know what I mean? 2 pillows in the back of the truck. You know what I mean? A blanket, and passed out. Anybody could have walked up, raped, killed, did what the fuck you wanted to do, because people was just out there passed the fuck out. Family, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you're eating food, I tell my wife, hold on a minute. Who cooked this? Missy cooked this? I ain't touching it. You know what I mean? Dirty bitch.
I'm gonna close out the show. I wanted to stick to boxing, but yesterday was Easter and we had a good old time. And I listened, Tony. I'm glad that you're here for me to say this. I know that you guys have not seen me go live too much lately, and I did do the boxing stream on Saturday. I'm feeling a little better. I'm not feeling 100%. I am feeling a little better, so you'll see me starting to do more live and stick it to boxing and my other things. I'll show my pets. I'll do the pets videos, and I'll do my the aftermath, let's talk, and then also I'll do my post interviews on shit like that. But I will be doing more live content. I'm glad that my first boxing live content on Let's Talk has been with Tony and with Brian. Thank you, Tony, for doing that. I'm gonna close it down now, but I want to thank Tony for being.
Hey, thank you, Jed. Hey, I always enjoy it. I'm gonna hop off, brother.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later. And I am going to be back. I'll be back, but I'm just not at 100%. So I think about my health before I actually.
That's right. I'll be praying for you, Jed.
I appreciate that, Tony. I'll see you next time. And I want to tell you guys out there, thank you for the support. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And I think you're going to see me argue less with certain other characters from Mad Chats. I love Mad Chat's channel. I go in there. That's like a second home to me. But I am going to be providing more boxing content, and I'm not going to argue with certain people as much as I have been, because I think it's been it hasn't been helping. Not that the argument helps or anything like that. It's just that I want to concentrate on the boxing more. So you'll see more of my boxing content. I hope you enjoyed today, and I salute to you all. Thank you for hitting the likes and all that good stuff. I am out of here, fellas.
Shout out to Electro Jet. Shout out Puerto Rico. You would think that boy Camacho. All I really do is rap. I don't sing no high notes. Every Sunday, gotta check the aftermath. Make sure you hit the like. like button with a jab. You would think it's Cotto versus Paulie, Brody whipped his ass. Lil bro punching shit like it's everlast. Taking L's to the chin, your shit made of glass. Shea Stadium Jet seen an Ollie Norton fight. He witnessed Ollie take a loss. He seen Loma versus Haney, Devin shoulda lost too. Man, it is what it is, it ain't nothing we can do. They can copy shit, no this ain't no 3D printer. Once I'm done with this track, I'll probably eat some dinner. Electro been on YouTube since the beginning. On the YTBC, man, this shit never ended. Bitch, my bars hot like this shit Albuquerque. Bitch say so fly as hell, but no, I ain't no birdie. Electro from NYC, don't know about New Jersey. Shout out to the tavern, bitch, we on it bright and early. Shout out to this white cake. Once again, Lomachenko beat the fuck out of Devin Haney. They probably want a part 2 shit, I'm like maybe. Back to this rap shit, I've been chillin' lately. Brody whip his ass, call him Felix Trinidad. Yeah, you hear this track, bitch, I'm really in my bag. Nah, Brody whip his ass like he Carlos Ortiz. Cooking up this intro, man, I'm doing it with ease. Subscribe to the channel, Jed, almost at 1,000. KO the sub button like it's Mike Tyson. Gotta grow the channel, have it bigger than a bison. All off the top, you know me, I ain't right. G-Bells on the beat. One more time, Devin versus Loma was a masterclass. Every Sunday, man, y'all better check that aftermath. If you don't like Pedraza, we gon' whoop your ass.